Yeah, we look like, what do we, it looks like we're wearing like towels or something.
Good evening, welcome to Mixed Steaks. I'm Pat, I'll be your waiter tonight, the special.
All right, I'm taking it off. With all the viri and the Trojans and the hackers out there, huh?
Put it back on.
Thank you, sorry. Put it on, put it on.
I like this.
It's difficult to keep your communications secure. And of course, everybody has to remember that when you send an email, anytime you send an email, it's like sending a postcard. Anybody along the way can read your email messages. So we thought it'd be a good time to show you how to keep your email messages absolutely private using encryption. Encryption is scrambling data so that only the intended recipient and you as the sender can read it.
Yeah, but you may want to repeat one more time. Email is naked on the web. Anybody who can intercept it can read it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Just think of a postcard that you send through the mail. Not only can the mailman read it, but anybody in the post office can read it. Well, your internet mail goes through dozens of servers on its way to its destination, so it's very, very public.
The FBI can read it.
Absolutely. So encryption's a good thing to know. There's another useful thing you can do with encryption software that we're going to show you, which is sign your email, which validates that it really did come from you. That may even be more useful because, you know, it's easy to spoof an email address. It's trivially easy. So the only way you can be sure that you got an email from the person who sent it is by a digital signature. PGP is the program we're going to talk about, short for Pretty Good Privacy, created by Phil Zimmerman about 10 years ago now.
Right.
Phil did it himself. Eventually, it was spread all over the world. Phil got in trouble with the feds who said, you're letting strong encryption get out into the real world. He got off the hook with the feds. In fact, the export rules were changed primarily because of PGP, and now you can export strong encryption. It's everybody's right to have privacy, and we think PGP is a pretty darn good tool. It was purchased by Network Associates a few years ago, and at that point, I started to have some problems with it because now it's a proprietary company that owns it. They still kept an open source version of it. We're going to talk about the future of PGP in a little bit, but let me show you how to use PGP as it is now. First, where to get it. It's free. You don't have to go to Network Associates. You can download PGP from PGPI, the international PGP homepage at pgpi.org, and you can see what the current versions are here. And by the way, if you go to the download page, there are versions for every operating system practically known to man. We're going to go to PGP. That's the one you want. Amiga, Atari, BOS, Epic, Mac OS, DOS, Newton, OS2, Palm OS. Let's go to the Windows version. Notice there's no XP version. Do the Windows 2000 version and get PGP 7.0.3. That's the current version. We're going to talk about new PG in just a little bit. That's the replacement that ultimately was going to completely replace PGP. And that's with the blessing of Phil Zimmerman. It's using the open PGP standard. We've installed it on this program. Once you install PGP, you can use it if you use Eudora, Outlook, or Outlook Express very simply. Let me show you, for instance, if you use Microsoft Outlook, it actually adds buttons to your toolbar for decrypting and verifying messages and for launching PGP keys and so forth. Same thing with Outlook Express. I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
Encrypting messages used to be a problem. Has it gotten easier?
It's actually pretty easy.
It used to be a difficult process.
It's not. In fact, I'm going to show you. We're going to open the PGP options. This is Outlook Express. And you can say automatically encrypt new messages. They'll automatically be encrypted. Just by itself, by the very virtue of sending. At the very least, you should probably turn on sign new messages by default. I'm going to do that.
Which is a proof that it's you and not somebody else.
Absolutely. Now, before you can use this, you've got to use PGP. In fact, let's open PGP keys. You've got to use PGP to generate a PGP key. So here's PGP keys, and you see we have our own. But I'll show you, it's very easy to create a new key just by going through the key generation wizard. I'm going to say create a key for Leo Laporte, and I'm going to put in my email address. You want to do that because that validates your email address in the signature. In other words, it matches the email address to the signature. Here's where you choose your passphrase. Notice not password, passphrase. And I would suggest using a long phrase with punctuation, mixed capitalization, numbers.
407 years ago.
There you go. How about 99 bottles of ginger ale on the wall? And I'm going to add exclamation mark at the end of it. Let's unhide the typing so you can see it.
So why are you doing all this bizarre typing to generate this passphrase?
Well, you want to have, this is basically your password, and you want to have a good password. I'm going to show you, it's going to actually generate then the key. Let's make it a simple one because it's easier for me to type. So I'm going to say, mon capitaine. All right, mon capitaine. This is, none of these are my actual passwords.
Differently.
Didn't match. Well, let's do another one. Let's
Leo.
say Norton. Norton. Okay. And now it's generating the key, the sub key. And we've got the key generated, a key pair. It actually generated a high-quality encryption key.
So one key is stored with you. One key is stored at a central
That's exactly
source.
right.
So that's what they call it, public key.
The public key you can
cryptography.
give to everybody.
Okay.
It can only be used to encrypt, not decrypt.
Okay.
I save the private key. It can decrypt. This is what, once you've generated this, then automatically, we're not going to back it up right now, but then automatically Outlook Express or Outlook or Eudora will use those keys to encrypt your mail from now on.
So what do if I get a PGP encrypted email from someone, how do I unlock it? How do I read it?
You need to, of course, have your private key, and you will just decrypt it automatically by using the tools in here, PGP, and you'll have an encrypted mail and say decrypt and verify.
So I use your public key to send you a private email. You use my public key to send me a
Right,
private
and you use your
email.
private key in both cases to decrypt. By the way, I want to mention once again that PGP is being slowly deprecated and replaced by OpenPGP. If you want to know more about that, go to the GNU Privacy Guard page, GNU Privacy Guard page at gnupg.org. Their tools are already out there,
Right.
but they're command line. They're not as easy to use. They don't integrate as well with your existing email. That's just a few months away. Once that
All right.
happens, I would say move to GNU PG.
Go to thescreensavers.com, learn
Do it.
all about how to encrypt your email.
Very important to have that privacy. At least sign, if not sign and encrypt. Stay where you are. Pat and I will read your emails when we come back.